The podcast you're about to hear was made with Anchor. Make your own podcast for free at anchor.fm.
You're listening to the E-Commerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce and tech news, presented by Sumo Heavy. Here's your host, Bart Mroz.
This is the E-Commerce Minute for Tuesday, September 12th, 2017. Amazon's Whole Foods price cuts up store traffic by 25%.
As we reported recently, when Amazon took over Whole Foods, they'd cut prices on many core grocery items in store. The news of the price reductions was good publicity. As we know, Whole Foods, otherwise known as Whole Paycheck, isn't exactly the cheapest place to shop, so this was good news for their core customers. But the price cuts not only brought good publicity to the chain, it also brought a crap ton of customers. Foursquare Labs is reporting a boost of traffic of 25% following the first 2 days after the completion of the acquisition. In some areas, the jump in customers was dramatic. At stores in Chicago, 35% more shoppers visited Whole Foods stores, Foursquare found. The data, culled from shoppers' mobile devices, was compared with the same period a week earlier. Amazon acquired the upscale chain last month for $13.7 billion, which has shaken the industry and sent shares of grocery rivals downward. The same day it completed the acquisition, the e-commerce giant cut prices by as much as 43% on a range of items. Organic Fuji apples were marked down to $1.99 a pound from $3.49 a pound. Organic avocados dropped to $1.99 each from $2.79. The traffic data is an optimistic sign that Amazon can succeed in a brick and mortar world.
So I know you went to the store the other day, and I actually shopped on Amazon online, which is kind of interesting. But how was the Echoes? How fresh were they?
So I posted a picture on Twitter of as soon as you walk in the store, my Whole Foods, and I guess most of them have the produce right up front, and it said Farm Fresh, and a giant display of Amazon Echoes and Dots. And I'm told that if you twist the tops, you can tell if they're fresh or not.
So that was really funny. But I bet you those avocados went like crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll give you my experience. I go to Whole Foods not for my normal grocery, but for certain items. And I did the walk around, with thinking of being just an average shopper. What I did notice was, yes, prices were lower on a lot of things. Prices were still the same on a lot of other things. And I noticed that the shelves weren't as stocked as they usually are, meaning I went for certain items and literally there was a hole where that one product should have been. And I've never experienced that before at Whole Foods. That was pretty interesting. And I noticed that there was a lot of turn in the produce section. Like there was the avocados, like there was 2 bags of avocados sitting there where there's usually a giant stack.
Yeah. So I had the experience online because it's just easiest to order groceries online here. Amazon was out of like all the eggs that I wanted. Like, completely just out of them. I was like,
how could you be out of eggs?
But no, like they had they didn't have like the organic or whatever pasture raised and all that, like any one of them. And then like all the way up to like the $7 packages. Like it was weird. And then apparently on Amazon, you can buy the Whole Foods 365 brand.
Yeah.
It's their all internal brand. Stuff was getting sold out like crazy too.
Yeah, they just started that, and they said they've been selling out. That their brand is actually pretty good. And again, it's still like, for instance, I buy diced tomatoes. I can get a can of diced tomatoes at the local Giant for probably 69 cents. I paid $1.69 at Whole Foods, and that's their 365 brand.
Handmade, crafted,
artisanal, locally sourced, small batch.
I think those Echoes were that. They were small batch.
Small batch Echoes.
Yeah, I mean, it depends where you go. I mean, I can go outside on Saturday literally across the street from my house and get farm stand stuff for a lot less. Yeah,
well, I think the price cut thing's good. It's going to increase their traffic. Is it sustainable? I mean, you have to change people's habits because Whole Foods is still perceived as an expensive place. So unless they cut their prices down and make their margins of zero, I still think it's going to be like a niche grocery player. And we'll see if that boost in traffic will be sustained.
Awesome.
All right. Anything else, Dad?
That's it, buddy.
All righty. That's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today. If you like the show, make sure you add us as a favorite and share this with your friends. Please follow us on social media at Sumo Heavy. And finally, if you've got a question, comment, or suggestion for the show, call us on Anchor. Until next time, we'll see you on the next e-commerce minute.
The podcast you just heard was recorded with Anchor. If you want to make your own, download the Android or iOS app completely free from anchor.fm/podcast. That's anchor.fm/podcast.